going on, everybody? Welcome back to the 4th episode of... What's our name?
The worst company to have.
Thank you. Sorry. It's been a few weeks. We've had some difficulties trying to find a place to upload this damn thing, but now you'll be able to catch us on YouTube because we figure that's the easiest and cheapest way to do it.
Yeah.
So, I'm Alex.
Oh, and I'm Kyle. I don't know we're switching bodies.
You gotta forgive me. I'm just getting over a cold.
Oh.
So yes.
Had a bit of a sniffles.
Yes.
And memory loss.
Memory loss. Yes.
Slowly just falling into dementia. You're really starting to show your age, Kyle.
I really am. I really am. So, I'm Kyle, and this is my co-host.
I'm Alex.
All right. So yes, let's get started. Alex,
Yes.
what's next?
No. No. Let's just go into quick bits because there's a lot of tiny news, little news.
Yeah. Since we've been away, there's been a lot of things going on.
There's been a lot. The first thing I wanted to talk about was in the past 2 episodes, it's been pissing me off even more and more. It's a Detective Pikachu movie. So Ryan Reynolds has been cast as the voice of Pikachu.
I have heard that. Yes.
And I don't want it. I don't want it.
So you're telling me that you don't want this Pokemon movie
I don't want
that
it.
has The Rock and...
The Rock's not gonna be in it.
Oh, it's not? I thought it was.
I think they were looking to cast him as the voice lead, but I don't know. I try not to read too much into it because it just
Ryan Reynolds.
It makes me angry. He's Deadpool. Let's leave it at that. Why is he doing this?
Because he's Ryan Reynolds. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
I guess. I don't know.
Did you see that thing he tweeted the other day?
I see a lot of things he tweets.
No, but he said something about the Disney Fox merger.
No, I didn't see. What did he say?
Let me see if I can't pull it up. Because that was... He made a jab at Mickey Mouse. It was really funny.
Speaking of the merger, Disney's finalizing their... it's not really a merger, and they're not even buying Fox. They're just buying assets of Fox. Because rumor has it Fox is trying to be more of a a news outlet rather than entertainment. So that's why they're selling a lot of the properties. And Disney, a few of the properties that they're buying are X-Men, Fantastic Four, Avatar, the James Cameron movie, and then Deadpool as well. So from what we're hearing, Disney's going to leave Deadpool alone. They're going to let X-Men finish up their already slated movies, so Dark Phoenix and then whatever else that they had. And then they're going to, most likely, they'll just recast and redo everything and introduce them later on to the MCU.
Right. Here, I'm pulling up the tweet right now. It's it's really funny. Ryan Reynolds tweeted about the whole Disney Fox merger. Time to uncork that explosive sexual tension between Deadpool and Mickey Mouse.
Oh.
Yes, that's hilarious. But going back to what you said about... so they're going to leave Deadpool alone?
Apparently, because they, Kevin Feige, I guess, just likes where Deadpool is. It's obviously not Disney brand.
Of course.
But, why fix it if it's not broken?
True.
So, I don't think that they'll do their own version of Deadpool anyways, because I think people would be really angry if Disney were to, water it down.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah. But I feel like they'd still be able to get away with,
Well, that, or they might just take the route that they're doing with X-Men of let Deadpool have his trilogy or whatever they're planning with him, whatever Fox was planning with him. That's if they consider giving him a third, and then they'll maybe recast or maybe just not even do Deadpool at all.
Yeah, you can't recast him.
No,
Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. He's
But soon and eventually we'll have to get used to a whole new face as Wolverine too.
True.
So,
but I was reading the headline of an article because I didn't actually read it. That the Disney Fox merger actually might bring Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine.
Well,
when they joined.
that whole thing is like kind of contradictory because he's like Hugh Jackman is also like he's like I don't want to do it, mate. so he's
was that your Australian accent?
I tried.
Let me try my Australian accent. I don't want to do it, mate.
So I mean, he's like I'm done with it after Logan, and I'd be fine with that.
Just I mean, it makes sense, but I also read that he was interested in reprising his role if they came back to the MCU, which that does seem like it's going to happen. So who knows?
Who knows? But
I'm definitely excited to see that because then we'd be able to get a Fantastic Four movie that's.
See, well, that's the thing. I think because what is it, Phase 4 that they'll be going into after Infinity War? So that's going to be all cosmic stuff. So we'll have Captain Marvel and maybe even like the Nova Corps. Not that there's any room or talks of the Nova Corps, but I guess the Fantastic Four are kind of cosmic in a way. At least they get their powers through cosmic.
That's true. And I mean with this whole Infinity War movie that deals with like the gems, it's very possible that they're gonna do something that allows them to open up a new dimension. It's like, oh, this is where the other people have been for this entire time, which makes sense because then you don't want to be like, oh, well, where's the Fantastic Four been this entire time? Where's the X-Men been this entire time? Oh, they've just been in another dimension, and no, I think it makes perfect sense. I would definitely like to see an MCU backed Fantastic Four movie.
I'm pretty sure it'll happen because Kevin Feige has been wanting those characters for a while, and there was a statement a few years back where they're like, "Hey, so are you gonna like fork over the money to buy Fantastic Four since they're botching it?" And Kevin Feige was like, "Oh no, it was no, who's the head of Disney and Marvel? Bill, what's his name? Bill, it escapes me. It's like something Bill. It's the person who Kevin Feige is reporting on.
Let me see."
Anyways, the statement was he basically said, "No, I'm just gonna sit back, watch them burn, and wait them to come crawling to me." So, I mean, I guess he got his wish, kind of. Bill Iger, I think.
You got me.
Something like that. Anyways,
it sounds familiar, but yeah, it sounds awesome. I'm definitely excited to see something like that. We'll see if it follows through. Now, if they could do the same thing with Sony and take full rights back to them, that'd be cool.
So, I mean, Sony has film rights. They don't have much else. Disney has, like, all the product, the toys. They have everything.
True.
And the day Sony dies is when Spider-Man will come back. But as of right now, they're playing nice just because they're desperate. So.
True. Okay.
But and it's working out. I think Sony should keep this merger that they have with Marvel and just continue with doing the stuff with Spider-Man, even though they are coming out with a shitty Venom movie that I'm not excited for.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna ask what were your thoughts on the Venom movie.
I'm not excited for it. I already know what it's gonna be like. Oh, Eddie Brock gets a thing and he's seen as a villain and he's gonna have moral complications and he might do something bad and then Carnage will come in and he's like, oh, time to be a hero, and he's seen as an anti-hero.
Did you see the set photo or the photo that was I think Tom Hardy released or someone released? It was like a set photo that kind of shows our first look at Venom or whatever.
No, not really. I've been more or less just avoiding it.
It really doesn't show much. It's a really like it's like when Henry Cavill posted that picture of that black suited S. It almost looks like they might go for an Agent Venom type of thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't be too mad at that because Agent Venom is a better character, but then
I feel like the outfit and costume would be a lot easier to work with if it was Agent
Absolutely, because it's more it looks more armor than an actual like Venom suit. So
yeah, so we'll definitely check that out.
But Jessica Jones got a trailer for season 2.
Cool.
It's just her being like, I don't give a shit, and then like eat a bag of dicks. Like it's just like 2 minutes of that. So
nice.
And then continuing with Marvel and Sony, Sony's making an animated Spider-Man movie, headlining Miles Morales.
Yes.
And it's just the trailer for it. It's just it's so beautiful.
Yeah, we just watched that right before we recorded this because I'd never seen it, and I saw it, and you said it was unfinished.
Yeah, so
that is ridiculously good animation for an unfinished movie.
There's a lot of stuff that I'm really enjoying, like that little bit. It's like a small snippet. He's chasing Prowler, and his spider sense goes off, and the entire screen turns into like a comic book panel for a split second, and then it turns back to the animation. Yeah. So I love that they're taking so much creative liberties to bring this life, because the animation, first of all, looks great, and if you look closely, there's like kind of like a comic filter to it. There's like spots on like
it looks like it was like inked on. It looks really good. I don't know much about the whole Miles Morales storyline for Spider-Man, but I would definitely like to
basically
see this.
it's part of the Ultimate Universe, which is the second to the main universe, and in that universe, Miles gets his powers. He's with them for a few months. Within those months, Peter ends up fighting the Sinister Six in front of like his neighborhood, and he's unmasked and all that, and he ends up defeating them. In the wake of that fight, he ends up dying. Miles feels guilty because he had the same powers. He could have helped, and so that's when he takes off the mantle, and then it all kind of carries on the story.
Great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah,
right.
So all that. So
I'm gonna be honest. That sounds a little cliche.
But I mean, as far as the story goes, Miles has a great storyline. If his story kind of falls apart a little bit during Secret Wars, because there was so much that they were trying to build up. But now going back to his regular comics, he's just a great character overall. I was not like about him when it first started, because there was all these rumors of like, we're gonna make him mixed ethnicities, and he's gonna be like he's gonna be super ethnic, and he's also gonna be gay, and he's gonna I was like what else, like you're gonna give him like a stump, and like you're
a stump that shoots out the web.
Like, are you gonna make I was angry because I was like, are you gonna make just a crowd pleaser for and it turns out like none of that was true. They did make him biracial, but
right, he's half Hispanic, half black, right?
Yeah, he's half I think Puerto Rican.
Okay,
and black, but yeah. So
okay.
Aside from that, he's just a great character overall, and he was created. He's partly created by Donald Glover when he was campaigning to be Spider-Man.
Oh, right.
Back a couple of years ago, and so he was modeled after him and all that. So
speaking of Donald Glover, it just hit me that little scene in Spider-Man: Homecoming when Spider-Man's interviewing or interrogating what's his name, who's Donald Glover play in that movie?
Oh, Prowler.
He plays Spider-Man in Spider-Man: Homecoming?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's Prowler, Aaron Davis. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay.
There's a deleted scene where he's still stuck to his car, and he's trying to get out, and he drops his keys, and he's like, I hate this. And then towards the end of that scene, he's calling, he's like, yeah, sorry, Miles, I can't make it. He was
like, damn. That's what I was gonna say. That he says that he has a nephew.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and it's like, oh shit, he's actually referring to Miles Morales.
Yeah.
So basically, by that, we are confirming the existence of Miles Morales in the MCU.
Yeah.
And that just blows my mind right there.
Miles is he lives in the MCU.
I think that's cool. Do you think we'll get because Spider-Man has another movie coming up after Infinity War, right?
I don't think he'll be introduced because in the comics, Miles starts his Spider-Man career at 13. Peter started his at 15.
Right.
So, I mean, Miles would be very young. Like, he's going to be a small child. So, I don't think they'll introduce him in the MCU. Maybe after Sony and Marvel's 6-film deal with Spidey comes to an end.
Oh, it's 6?
It's like
six
like
films.
5 or 6.
Oh, my God.
It's 5 or 6, but, I mean, this is including Civil War, Homecoming 2, Infinity War, and then Avengers 4.
So basically, he's already 4 movies into his contract.
That would be
or
3 as of right now.
3
3 as of right now, and then when Homecoming 2 comes out, that'll be 4.
So do you think that his last movie instead of saying like renewing the contract for Tom Holland to continue as Peter Parker,
I would be completely fine with them killing him off and bringing in Miles Morales.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, because that would be the because then they would have all the rights for that character instead of having to strike any more deals with Sony.
Well, they would still have to strike a deal with Sony to use Miles, because Miles is a Spider-Man character. He's still so that's why Sony is the one producing the animated series or the animated movie.
Okay.
So
I just thought it was like a Quicksilver.
So Sony owns the rights to everything cinematic Spider-Man.
Okay.
And everything television-wise.
Okay.
Or partly television-wise. Marvel owns... Actually, no, I'm wrong. Marvel owns the television rights. They own the merchandising rights. They own like just about everything except for the cinematic.
Okay.
So they can do everything with that. So yeah, the only thing that Sony does own are video game and cinematic rights.
Okay.
So that's why Spider-Man has always just been on PlayStation and all that.
Right.
So
okay.
So yeah, I mean it's great, and the animation. I was really wondering, like, are they going to do an origin story of Miles Morales? And I'm so happy that they're doing the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that would be really cool to see because I wouldn't say that the Marvel can't really do multiverses that well. Mm-hmm. They seem like they fuck it up all the time, or it just gets too convoluted. They just seem to forget them, or they just get destroyed. Never.
That's what happened. Because in the comics,
I would say that the only thing that Marvel has that's on par with like the DC multiverse, because even though they reboot their universe like 4, 5, 6 times a year,
DC will reboot their universe and then give a new take on their characters, and it's a fun read. You either love it or you hate it, but eventually you learn that it's nothing is permanent in the DC. Of
course.
As far as for Marvel. 2 years ago they had all of their universes literally collide together. So there's like Old Man Logan is living in a world where Wolverine is alive, but there was adamantium. It was either adamantium or vibranium. I forgot which one it was. I think it's adamantium though. Like melt over him, and he's just a statue now.
Yeah, I read that.
So like there's all kinds of things, and so Miles is living with in the universe with Peter. Peter's his mentor now. Like there's just all these things.
Yeah, but I was saying like Marvel can't really do multiverses, but DC can.
Yeah.
But the Spider-Verse just seems like that's like the multiverse type of thing that they can handle very well. And it's been holding up really strong that apparently they're still doing stuff about it.
Yeah, so the comics are still doing things. I think at the end of the first run for Spider-Verse, Peter was like, you and Spider-Gwen, like, he was talking to Miles, he's like, you and Spider-Gwen are going to be like in charge of this, like you guys need to like figure this out, and they've been doing that. So there's like a spider team that like if they're called upon through different worlds and stuff like that, they end up going. So but it's cool. I'm excited to see them bring 2099 and Spider-Gwen and all these other characters. Just the animation, it's not finished yet, so
I know, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, so I'm just excited for it. And Vince Staples, that was one of his songs. It's unreleased yet. I don't know what it's called, but if they're going that route of like putting that kind of music into it, I'm even more excited.
Yeah, and it looks great.
Yeah.
And before we move on to the next one, a quick touch on Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
Did you see the Screw Attack Death Battle?
Probably. I don't remember.
It actually just came out.
Okay, then
it's the death battle between Batman Beyond and Spider-Man 2099.
Oh, you know what? I did. Is it new?
It's fairly new. Yeah.
Did they renew it? Because there was another one that they did. Yeah.
You know what? I think you're right.
Because I think they have.
Yes, 2099 was some. I think it was featured in one of them.
They have in the one that I saw, they have Batman Beyond win, and I disagreed with that because not because I'm a Marvel fan or because I'm a Spider-Man fan, but Miguel O'Hara literally becomes a god. He becomes a god after he lifts Thor's hammer, and he like lives for like 200 years, and then he comes back, and he's just like he was one of the most powerful Spider-Man in the world. he can move so fast that he can look like he's in two places at once. So when I was watching, I was like, you're like missing a lot of his powers. And
well, it's saying right here that Spider-Man 2099 versus Batman Beyond, that's the most recent video they've done, is about a week ago.
Oh, then they must have either redone it or redone the ending. Because I remember seeing one.
Well, there was a Batman versus Spider-Man. It was just regular Batman versus Peter Parker Spider-Man.
No, that wasn't it.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it was a different channel that I saw it on.
You might have played it on a different channel.
Yeah, but
then you might want to give this Screw Attack one a watch.
Oh, you know what? It was Death Battle. It wasn't Screw Attack.
Oh, Screw Attack is Death Battle.
You know what? I don't watch it. I don't watch them religiously. Whatever.
Anyway. But anyway, if you haven't watched it, watch it, and you will disagree with it. But I thought it was fun.
So moving on from one Disney company to another, Kenobi is what the Obi-Wan movie is going to be called.
Oh, they're doing an Obi-Wan movie?
Yeah.
Crap.
That's been confirmed for a few months now. They confirmed that earlier this year.
What the hell have I been?
I don't know, under a rock, crying.
Sounds like me.
But yeah, so it's slated to start production of early of 2019. Mm-hmm. So after the Han Solo movie.
See, why do they call these movies like Solo, Kenobi? It's like, is the Boba Fett movie going to be called Fett?
Kenobi's fitting.
But Solo why couldn't they just call the Obi-Wan movie? You were right, Master. The negotiations were short.
I don't know. But it's slated for a 2020 release. Okay. So I'm excited for that. One thing is that they'll actually be filming fairly close. Part of the majority of it will be filmed at Joshua Tree in California.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, because they're gonna have that whole desert samurai vibe to it. So
is Ewan McGregor slated to reprise his role?
There hasn't been any confirmation, but yeah, most likely. Because I highly doubt that they will get anybody else.
Right.
I
because
really doubt that
just like with Robert Downey Jr. being Iron Man, mm-hmm. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, Ewan McGregor is Obi-Wan Kenobi. He is Sir Alec Guinness, just younger.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So just the question that I have is where are they going to pick this up? Because Rebels has already established what he's doing now, at least as far as canon, before the original trilogy. Mm-hmm. So he kills Maul. And then he just watches over Luke. So is this movie gonna pick up after the death of Maul? Will they show? I doubt that they'll show the death of Maul. I think it's gonna be more of after he killed Maul. Maybe it's been a couple more months, and then they'll pick up from there.
Maybe, but I'm pretty sure they'll find a good place in the timeline. I mean,
because to be honest, I don't think, for some reason, I don't think that Disney will bring back Maul. As far as on the big screen.
No, I mean, especially since if he's already dead.
Yeah.
They're not going to bring him back.
Yeah, because
it would be cool.
It would be cool to see that scene again, but then that would just be them retconning themselves. So
yeah, and everything with Rebels is still kind of fairly fresh, so it'd be kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Of course, it'll only be confusing to those diehard fans that are actually watching and paying attention, but to the general public, they'd be like, I don't give a shit. So.
And then, would you bring back? I guess you would. You would bring back Ray Park, wouldn't you?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, he is Darth Maul.
Well, here's the thing, though. He was Darth Maul cinematically. He didn't have much of a. He didn't have. I was about to say he doesn't have much of a presence, but that's all he is.
He's just a presence, yeah.
But as far as key characteristics, as far as personality, not really. Mm-hmm. And Sam Witwer brought that to him in Rebels and in Clone Wars.
Right.
So, would you hire Sam Witwer to be
Maul? Could always ADR. You can have it can have the voice actor just ADR'd over.
Well, or him. That would you have that, or then would you have just get a director that can bring whatever they brought out of Sam Witwer to
Ray Park. I mean, you could. I mean, you definitely could.
Because Ray Park has had a lot of roles where he's silent.
Right.
So, I mean, there's Darth Maul, Snake Eyes. He was Toad, I think, in first X-Men, I think. It's like X-Men or X-Men 2. Yeah, he was Toad.
He was Toad.
Yeah.
Doesn't he speak?
He does, but it's not good. It's not good, but
Huh.
Yeah.
And here I am, I'm thinking of that little Toad dance. He's just like, what the hell? Okay. Then yeah, I would say definitely do an ADR. You know, if Ray Park's better just silent, then yeah, give him an ADR. Of what's the guy's name? Sam Witwer.
Yeah.
Yeah, just ADR it. You know, I mean, there's ways that you can do it right because. What do I get?
But it's also like, if you watch the behind the scenes, like the voice recordings of Clone Wars and Rebels, and you see Sam Witwer perform, like he turns into Darth, like he gets like really cringy.
Yeah, like
he's like
method acting.
Yeah, and he gets really method with it, and it's so great, and I'm so used to hearing that voice coming from Sam Witwer that, but I don't think it's something we have to worry ourselves out or even.
No, I mean,
even fantasize about, because
even if it was a different voice, it'll still be fine. Yeah. I mean, it'd be pretty interesting. But this is all speculation. If Maul would even be brought back, you know,
which I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
As much as I would love it, because Darth Maul is my favorite character.
He's one of the things of the prequel of the first episode movie that wasn't useless.
Yeah.
I mean, he was still kind of useless, but he wasn't like. You know, I mean, he was great.
If I wish that he wasn't. I would actually like to see a like a standalone Maul, like during his time serving Emperor Palpatine, or at that point he was still what I'm blanking. Before he was Emperor. Chancellor.
Oh, Chancellor.
But anyway, so he's like
Chancellor.
Darth Maul. Yeah, Darth Maul has a lot of like he's got a lot of like really interesting stories during his time of like as an apprentice. So I don't know. It would be fun to see, but you'd have to make it rated R. Like you'd have to make it rated R because in the comics it's not dark in the traditional sense. It's just he's very ruthless. He's very ruthless, and he's like, there's a comic, I think it's like Maul issue 1 where he's like, he tells Palpatine like, oh, I want to kill a Jedi, and Palpatine's like, no, you're not ready, or no, like you cannot kill a Jedi, like that'll come in time, and he's like, he leaves and he's like, well, fuck you, I'm gonna go find one, and he does, and he kills one, and then at the end he's like. Palpatine tells him something along the lines of like, "Are you satisfied?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "Good."
Oh damn!
Yeah, he's like, "Good." He goes, "Remember this feeling." He goes, "I want you to."
A rated R Star Wars movie. If that would be pretty interesting because I would say the closest thing that we got to.
Not even. I mean, you can even make it PG-13. You're just gonna have to get a.
Well, I'd say the grittiest movie that I remember or that I've seen was Rogue One.
Yeah.
That was definitely much more violent than the original.
Yeah.
Well,
now that I'm thinking about it, you don't need a rated R Maul. I mean, unless you want to make him completely like a complete like savage character, but
right. But you also have to think this is still technically a Disney property, and they're not going to do rated R.
Yeah.
But if they can do something like Rogue One, but a little bit more, then that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Because it would still fit in with like the like Star Wars tone, the tonality of everything. So
yeah, because there's a whole scene where this newly turned knight, she was a Padawan and she like newly turned into a knight, and they're backed up by what is it, bounty hunters, I think, and they're like back to back, and she tells him, just like, you want to get out of this alive, like you need to help me fight, and he's like oh fine, and she's like, oh, may the Force be with you. He's like, don't pester your Jedi ways on me, and whatever. And he's just, and as soon as they're done, he's like I'm gonna kill you now, like, and they have a pretty like, it's a short battle, but it's kind of intense, and he ends up just like stabbing her like through the stomach, and then
Dang.
he like takes her lightsaber. I don't remember if he keeps it or not, but it's like a memento. I think he keeps it as a memento, but he never uses it. I forgot what he does with it, but and then that's when he goes back and Palpatine's like, "Did you have fun?" And he's like, "How did you know?" He goes, "I know everything." He's like, "Are you satisfied?" And he's like, "No." He's like,
why does it sound like Palpatine's like that jealous girlfriend that you just like you come home to?
I mean, that's probably just how I read it in my head. It's probably just more like, "Did you have fun?" Like it's just, but yeah.
Who was that bitch you were dancing with?
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Infinity War teaser.
Kenobi sounds good. Excited.
Yeah. I'm excited for it because Kenobi became one of my favorite characters after just the passionate hatred between the two of him and Maul. Like,
definitely.
Just watching it through Clone Wars, especially. There's a whole great scene of where like Kenobi discovers that he's back, and Maul sends out a message. It's a hollow message, and he's just slaughtering people. He's like, "You want to stop me? Come find me." He's like, "I'm here." And then Kenobi goes, and he's like, he gives him there's like just this village is like ablaze, and he's like, "I've been waiting for you," and he's like, "I don't believe we've met." And he's like, "You forgot about me." He goes, "I slaughtered your master," and all this. It's great. The clip is on YouTube. Just look up Maul's speech. Like it's.
Oh, I'll have to check it out.
It's just great. And then, but yeah, so, moving on.
Cool.
Infinity War teaser that was released. Like a week or two ago, something like that.
I think it was the full. It's like the trailer number one, official trailer number one.
Yeah.
That looks freaking amazing.
It looks great. We get the Russo brothers are really the only ones giving Peter a spider sense. Because he had it a little bit in Civil War. You see his shutters on his mask like widen up, and he dodges. What is it? It's just like some debris.
Yeah, and there wasn't really much of it in Homecoming either.
Well, yeah. The John Watts, the director for Homecoming, he said he didn't want to do what Sam Raimi and Mark Webb did with their versions of Spider-Man, where like it took you out of the scene with like us like muting everything, and you have like this buzzy noise. And
right.
He didn't want to do that, so you can definitely notice that he's using the spider sense.
Okay,
and if you watch carefully, but he's not making
it's more like implied.
Yeah,
I see. Okay, that actually, I think that actually works a little bit better.
And the Russo brothers are the only ones that are actually like making it like known, and I like how they're doing it because it's very subtle. It's nothing that's like completely taking you out of out of the film. So there's that, and then Iron Man gets laid out.
Oh my god, yes he does.
What else? Oh yeah, good. You put it on because I'm trying to like really remember, and all I can see is Mark Ruffalo's stupid face.
Yeah, no, we're gonna watch it, without the sound.
Yeah. So there's a scene of Tony holding something and crying. I think, and Mr. Sunday had pointed this out on his podcast. He thinks Peter's gonna die. Mm-hmm. And because we see him later in the trailer, he's just continuously getting like pummeled by Thanos. In the comics, what happens is everyone's kind of laid out, and Spider-Man's the last one standing, and Thanos says, "Oh, you really think you could go up against me?" And Spider-Man's like, "Yeah, I can." And all he does is he throws his entire body. he throws his body at Thanos, knocking him over, giving everyone a chance to regroup and get the upper hand on Thanos.
Right.
So he does this self-sacrifice thing. So I wonder if they're going to do that here. But I mean, no death matters.
Right, obviously,
they have the time gem.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like I'm going into this, and I think this is why I'm not getting too excited about this, is because it feels like there's no consequences.
Yeah, that's true, because anything that can happen just can get reversed by the time stone. And I think that's kind of a cop-out.
Yeah.
But even still, just like watching this trailer, like there it is, the Spider-Man sense right there. Yeah. It just looks like the entire scale of this is something that I don't think we've ever seen in a Marvel movie before. Mm-hmm. And it's just ridiculous. I mean, that spinning I'm assuming that's a portal.
It has to be, yeah.
Yeah. Looking at Thanos, though, he looks It definitely looks more pink.
Yeah.
And it's just funny how many appearances he actually had.
Like
He
4,
was,
I think.
Yeah, because so he
was in Avengers.
He was teased in Avengers, and he looked
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right, but wasn't he teased before, like in end credit scenes? Because I know Guardians of the Galaxy was the first time we actually saw him full body.
Well, I think
he actually had a role in it.
I think it was just Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think we see him like one other time. So I think like 3.
Okay, because I know that we see him when he's like, "I'll just do it myself," and he grabs the gauntlet. Each time though, he seems like he's gotten different, and now it's like this, and it's like.
Well, I think. I mean, even in the trailer, like a lot of the CG, like he's clearly CG.
Oh, obviously,
he's clearly CG, and he looks it too.
He does, but he looks better than Steppenwolf.
Yeah, but they'll.
We'll get to that later.
But they'll. I mean, I'm sure. Marvel will clean it up, and he'll look a bit.
Right. I mean, this is just the first trailer.
Yeah.
So, and we still have many more to go. But either way, like I still think it's cool. Good to finally see the Iron Spider.
Oh my god, I wet my pants when I saw it.
It's amazing to see. I mean, it's not the traditional gold and red.
Yeah, it was kind of. So in Homecoming, we see it, but it doesn't look as like. It doesn't look like it's metal in Homecoming. Like I recently watched it and I mean recently, like 2 days ago.
Right.
I rewatched it and. It was like my 100th time watching it, by the way. And it just looks like a suit. It just looks like a regular, like... It looks like
like a cloth type suit.
Yeah, and then in this
one... has like those enhancements that Tony Stark does.
Yeah, and then in this one, it actually looks like a steel suit.
Yeah, no, it looks amazing. Mm-hmm. And speaking of suits, I wanted to pause it right here. Yeah. You see, like, Iron Man, right before Thanos is about to punch him, his suit looks... so much sleeker and streamlined.
Yeah.
I know that they didn't do this with Iron Man 3, which I think kind of sucked, but I think they kind of played with it, or at least it's loosely based. But
the bleeding edge?
Yeah. It's also, I think it's also part of the Extremis.
Oh, Extremis, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's Extremis, where the suit comes out of him. It's like nanotechnology, and it's more form-fitting, it's sleek and stuff. Yeah. That's what this suit looks like.
Yeah.
It looks like the Extremis suit that comes out of him. So,
because even the helmet looks like thinner.
It does. Everything looks thinner. He looks super sleek, and I would be like, I would love to see this because
we get a little bit of it in Civil War where you see his helmet completely collapse into itself.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So,
but at that point, like the suit is just pieces.
Right.
It's just small pieces that he's just latching onto himself.
Right.
So,
but yeah, like going. That suit I think it's going to be really cool. Mm-hmm. What was I going to say? It's cool to see all the characters in play and everything. It looks like it's going to be a pretty tough time for everybody.
Do you think they'll... I think Vision will die completely. Because
you think so?
I don't know. I feel like... I don't know. He is a machine... that the Soul Gem is the one that's powering him.
True.
But I don't know. I'm sure they'll find a way around
it. To repower him or something. But yeah, like at the end of this trailer, you got Thor talking to the Guardians, and that to me that was just that was it. It's come full circle, and I like it. I think it's great. Mm-hmm. I would say that this would probably be I'm most excited for this movie out of all of the Marvel movies that I'm excited for.
Oh yeah,
that I've been excited for. Yeah. But I think it's more like I'm more excited because I want to see all of the characters interact with each other. Mm-hmm. It's like the culmination of all of these phases and all of these movies coming down to just one movie, and it's like it's not. I would say I'm excited because I'm a nerd. Mm-hmm. But I'm excited and I'm looking forward to more because, it's about goddamn time.
Yeah, so I mean it's gonna be a treat when it comes out. So.
Yes, it's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm. So that's all right. Moving on from that, Jurassic World.
Yes, I saw that trailer.
Fallen Kingdom. It's
should put that on.
It's okay.
I like it because it looks like it's different than. It's not like they're not rehashing.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, the park's not open again, or whatever. Although now that I'm saying that, and like now that I have the trailer playing right now, the first Jurassic Park was like, oh, we're gonna open this park, but then everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
Then the second movie, Lost World, it's
Let's go back to this park.
Let's go back to the island because we need to rescue these people because they're on the island or whatever. And then a whole bunch of shit comes over. And then we don't need to talk about Jurassic Park 3. But Jurassic World, it's, oh, the park's open. And then all of this shit happens. And then Fallen Kingdom, and it's like, oh, we're going to send people to the island again for a rescue mission.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's okay. I do appreciate that they're doing more puppeteer work.
Yes, I did read about that. And even though this does seem like, okay, yes, the second movie, and it's going to be a rehash again, or not a rehash, but like they're going on the island again to rescue.
Do you think we'll get a sexy Chris Pratt scene like we got with Jeff Goldblum?
Oh, of course, absolutely. But I do feel that this movie will be different enough to where it'll open up more avenues for this franchise to continue. To where it's like, oh well, we've done the park thing, we've done the before park, we've done the dinosaurs in the city, we've done the park opening and stuff like that. Yeah. What do we do now? Well, it looks like this will open up more avenues for it, and I like this trailer. It looks amazing. It feels like a Jurassic Park trailer. Like this feels like what do you call it? This totally feels like a science fiction movie, and it looks incredible. Like I'm excited for it. I'm sorry. I'm gushing.
No, I mean it shows you got to change your pants. But I mean, like I said, it's the trailer's all right. It's cool. I'm not excited. I'm not excited.
Oh wait!
But I mean, I'm going to watch it, but I just like show me something a little bit more than what I didn't imagine it would be.
Right. You know? Okay. Now, again, before we move on, do you think Jeff Goldblum will be a big part in this movie, or do you think he's just kind of like that cameo appearance? Like,
I think he's more than a cameo, but he's not important.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's not going to play a significant role in this movie. So he's basically just going to take a backseat.
I can see that more being the case because, I mean, we see him in a court talking about something. Maybe he does more logistic stuff.
Maybe.
Than actually running around. But I don't think he's gonna be a big part of it.
Right. Do you think we'll ever see Sam Neill? Back as Dr. Alan Grant?
Alan.
Alan.
God, that scene. So actually, he's rumored to make an appearance or make a cameo, but nothing has been concrete yet.
Right.
Because they seen him yucking about the set, so
then he's probably in it. He's probably in some sort of after credit scene.
He's probably just be like, "I told you, stop!
I told you,"
or just terrify more chubby children with
a raptor claw. Oh god! Because of the traumatic events of the first Jurassic Park and third Jurassic Park movie, Dr. Alan Grant has become a psychopathic serial killer.
You want to know why I got these scars? Raptors.
But no, it'd be really. I'm interested in seeing it. I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan, and I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah. So all right.
Moving on.
Wrapping up with quick bits. Ready Player One has a new trailer out. I haven't watched it. Have you read the book at all?
I have not.
Basically, it's just one clusterfuck of
Easter eggs.
Of Easter eggs and pop culture references.
Yes.
And it's a good read. I've read it twice just because I don't have the patience for a third time. Because I'm just fuck, I get it.
Yeah, I feel that, I don't know much about Ready Player One, but from what I've seen.
It's funny, the poster for it, too, that they just released, the main character he's got a monstrous leg.
You gotta show me.
I'll bring it up right now.
Bring it up, and
it's hilarious.
Like I said, if you were to look pop culture,
It's
in
like
the dictionary.
it's like a 4-foot long leg.
Oh my god. Yeah, if you were to look up the definition for pop culture, I think you would just be greeted with 3 words: Ready Player One.
Yeah.
I was just looking through YouTube, and one of the channels that talks about it. What the?
That's his leg.
Hold on, let me see that.
I don't think.
I think they need to fix that one. That is. Oh, okay, all right. That is.
It's the longest leg in the world.
Wow.
Warner Brothers, fix it.
What are you doing?
But yeah, so.
But yeah, like I said, I was scrolling through my YouTube feed, and one of the channels that I watch, they were talking about Ready Player One, and the headline for it was Easter Eggs the movie. And I'm thinking, that sounds pretty fitting, because this movie's just going to be nothing but Easter eggs.
Yeah, I mean, even the trailer, like, the trailer alone has so many Easter eggs in it.
Right, yeah, so. And you'd have to watch it multiple times just to catch everything.
All right.
So.
And then, to finally close off Quick Bits, because this was not quick at all.
No, it wasn't.
So, Ben Affleck has been seeking high and low.
Segue there.
Yeah. Like it? Yeah. But Ben Affleck has been seeking high and low, far and wide, for a way to get out of that fucking batsuit.
He's an idiot.
And so rumor has it that he will make his final appearance in the Solo Flash movie, which is rumored to be Flashpoint.
Flashpoint, yeah.
And the director and Ben Affleck himself are eyeing John Hamm for the role. So, I mean,
as long as it's not Jake Gyllenhaal.
Well, I don't know. At this point, I don't really care. Like they're gonna fuck up my collection. so I don't know. But John Hamm is. I mean, I don't even have a pick for Batman at this point. But I mean, John Hamm, sure, why not?
I mean, I guess, yeah. I don't know. I just, I feel like it sucks because it's like the way Ben Affleck has been acting with this whole Batman thing. It's almost like he's acting as if people are criticizing him, but they're not. They're just criticizing the movies that he's in. Yeah. A lot of people can agree that he's the best Batman, if not at least the most decent Batman we've had in a long time.
Well, is it?
At least in my opinion.
In looking at it in what he's been in, which is just Justice League and BVS,
and Suicide Squad.
Oh, and Suicide Squad. Is he the best Batman, or is he the best looking Batman?
I think I still think he's the best Batman. I mean, yeah, we haven't seen him be a complete Batman, but again, I don't feel that that's really necessarily his fault. It's not, because it's just the movies that he's in.
Because rumor has it that he's not even going to be in his own solo film now,
which I think is ridiculous. Because it's like,
so because I think they pushed it aside. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they were going to do the Batman solo movie first and then the Flashpoint, but it looks like they're going to do Flashpoint and then,
which makes no sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know what? I feel like we just need to go ahead and start talking about Justice League right now, and we can touch on everything.
Good, because that's the main topic.
Right. Yes. Yeah, the main topic is Justice League.
I saw it. It's not shit, but I'm also not recommending it to people.
Okay. I'm recommending it to people, but just so I can say yeah, it's a popcorn flick. It's something that you'll watch and you'll have fun with. It's not something that you'll watch and be like, oh my god, that was the greatest movie ever. Yeah. You can actually literally tell the entire plot to this about this movie to someone and not spoil a goddamn thing. There's literally nothing to spoil in this movie.
Yeah. So first of all, you were right. Joss Whedon did remove that cyborg Iron Man helmet thing.
I thought he would. Yeah. I thought he would.
He did, and I was pleased with that because I'm like, he's not a complete
Iron Man ripoff.
Yeah. So
by the way, Cyborg looked amazing in the movie.
Well,
CGI was a little.
There were scenes where I'm like, damn, that looks great, and there's other scenes I'm like, he's a cartoon.
Right. Yeah. So, but for the most part, he looked great.
Yeah. For the most, he looked okay. That's not me shitting on it. It's just there was times where I was like, like they could have spent a little more time with this. But there's a scene where like they're all getting off. I think it's like the Batwing or whatever, the carrier, the helicarrier.
The Flying Fox.
Yeah, it's like they're all getting off, and Cyborg gets off, and he looks damn good. Like he looks really good. And then there's other times where he just looks like the complete chrome, like CGI metal, and I don't know. There was just times where I didn't like it. I hated Flash. I hated the Flash. I hated that he was such a force of a comedic relief. Like
which is funny because a lot of people are saying that he was the one who stole the show. He was the one who stole the movie.
So I went and I watched it with my brothers, and one of them, my brother, he was like sighing the entire time because he's like, why the fuck is he making so many jokes? Like he's not supposed to be this funny. He's not supposed to. And they make him like
the way he's acting is a Wally West Flash, not a Barry Allen Flash.
And I don't know. So there was
I mean, to his credit, I did like the Flash. I liked that he was comedic relief. It was kind of cool to see that he's still new and learning his powers. But you're right. It was like, okay, joke. A lot of the jokes he did say did not hit.
Yeah.
And some of them they did hit. Some of them they were like, eh. They also didn't really show much of his accelerated healing because he's supposed to have like extremely high levels of accelerated healing, and it didn't look like they showed that too much. I think that he was running like a doof. he had a doof ass run look.
So okay, he was obviously exploiting his powers before he joined the team. You know, doing things to gain because he's homeless, I guess. Like he's just living in like some garage or something. But all of a sudden, like it comes to like Batman's like, you have to use your powers. He's like, oh, I don't know, I can't. And it's just
I just push people and run away.
Yeah, like. And he's like, yeah, okay, that's fine, do that. And he's like, I don't know if I can. Like, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Shit. Like,
you had no problem doing that in Suicide Squad?
My brother was so angry because he's like, Flash is like one, if not like the most powerful character in the DC universe. Like, and they made him into a joke. And it was just like he twists his ankle and then he's good for nothing for the rest of the movie. And then I just, oh my god, I hated it. And that was my concern too, watching the trailers. And I asked you this too, I think like maybe on the first episode, like, is he that much of a comedic relief? I know, like, from watching the Flashpoint movie, because that's really my only reference to Flash. I really don't read his comics or anything like that. But he's like, yeah, he's got some good like one-liners and stuff, but he's not constantly like throwing out wit.
And I might be contradicting myself here, but he, at least from the first episode, he is a big comic relief, just not as comic relief as, like, say, Wally West.
Because my other reference for him is the Justice League animated series and Justice League Unlimited.
Which is Wally West.
Yeah.
That is not Barry Allen.
Yeah.
Wally West was the more, like, comedic one. He was the one always throwing out jokes, and it worked for him.
Yeah.
Barry Allen, he was a more serious person. He did have him along with Hal Jordan they're both on the same level when it comes to like one-liners, quick wit.
Yeah.
They're both very serious about their jobs. You know, that's why they become best friends.
Yeah.
And Barry Allen he's a little bit more jokeful than, you know, Hal Jordan, but it was like they took Wally West and slapped Barry Allen over it. Yeah. And that was like, okay, I get it. He's a kid, and they're basically turning him into a kid. Mm-hmm. And
if they were gonna try to make him like the youngest one, why not just go with Wally West?
Because I don't know, they didn't want to.
Because if they already have a seasoned Batman, why wouldn't they have like a seasoned Flash already?
You know, honestly, thinking about that might work. That might have worked if you would have introduced a Wally West instead of Barry Allen. Mm-hmm. Then the Wally West could have explained that there was a Flash before me. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, something happened, and then, you know, they could do like a reboot or something, or they can you know, basically they can do the whole Infinite Crisis thing, which Barry Allen sacrifices himself. Mm-hmm. I think it's Infinite Crisis, or it could be something else, but Barry Allen sacrifices himself, And then Wally West, who's Kid Flash at the time, takes up the mantle as the regular Flash until Barry Allen's eventual return.
Yeah.
That, I feel like that could have made the whole story that much more in depth.
Yeah.
And that much more deeper, which that's actually a good idea.
And there's a lot of deleted scenes, most of them having to do with Flash and Cyborg, and I feel like Cyborg. First of all, Ray Fisher does a great job.
Oh yes, he does.
Because Cyborg was one of my favorite things about Justice League.
Yes.
Him and Wonder Woman was seemingly untouched from her film. Like they kept her pretty balanced and
right. Yeah, and she was the one who did like take lead on the whole like team aspect.
Yeah. So
at least until Superman came around.
Yeah. But I mean, Ray Fisher, I feel like it was a disservice to him to take out so many of those scenes. Because he did such a damn good job, and I would have actually liked to seen a little bit more. Would I like to see an origin story built in from that? Actually, yeah, at least for Cyborg, because we got a little bit of it with Flash, but they summed it up really quick. They're just like, father's in jail, had an electrical accident or whatever. And then they're like, okay. And then they're like, what about you? And he's like, stuff happens. And so, I don't know. I would have just liked to seen a little bit more about Cyborg.
Right. But all in all, Aquaman. What do you think of him?
Forgettable.
You think so?
Yeah.
I thought he was great.
I don't remember much. He took a really far back seat in this, and I don't remember much other than that little gag of him sitting on the what is it, the lasso of truth, and him like
pretty funny.
And him like being a dick after saving somebody and being like, he's buying me a beer.
Yeah.
But I don't remember much after that.
I see what you're saying. He definitely does seem like
because
wasn't as,
when I think back to the film,
he wasn't as standoutish.
Yeah, when I think back to the film, I completely forget about him. I completely forget about him, and then Batman was a completely disappointment.
Yeah.
He was a disappointment. Like they had so many chances to have him do such cool shit, and every time he would swing, and I'm like, great, something's about to happen. He would just like throw something and then stand, and then that would be it. And then I don't know. I wanted to see him be a little more aggressive, but Henry Cavill's CGI'd mustache it was distracting.
Okay, maybe I don't have the same eyes as everyone else because I could not tell a goddamn difference.
From the very opening scene when those kids are filming him, like you see it. It's very noticeable. It's very noticeable.
And the thing is, I tried looking, but I don't know. Maybe I gotta go watch it again.
It's very noticeable. There's some scenes where they're like clearly like he had shaved it off and it's fine. But then there's other scenes where like it's very noticeable. And then the film, I was telling my brother, I was like, what I liked most about it was all the Joss Whedon stuff. All that, because I feel after watching that, I feel like this movie would have hit home hard if it went more comic booky, if it was more animated, like something along the lines of like the animated Justice League, just go balls to the walls with it being like super cartoonish.
It's funny that you mentioned that because one of our friends, Crispin, he was telling me about it, and he said when he saw Justice League, it said that it reminded him of the Justice League animated TV
and
show.
that was all the Joss Whedon's parts that gave me that vibe, and I'm just like, they should have just gone balls to the walls. Like they should have just made everything so ridiculous to this point. Like it would have made for a more entertaining film, and everything would have just been a lot better.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like they have such a staple on this being like, oh, it's we have to make it feel like it's in our world. Like no, don't
make it
fucking just make it as cartoonish and as outlandish as possible.
I mean, come on, if you're gonna have a ridiculous looking villain, then make it ridiculous.
Because I understood that when Man of Steel happened, they're like, okay, we're gonna try to take the Christopher Nolan route and try to make it into our world, and
which worked. Man of Steel was great.
Yeah, Man of Steel, it's great. It's probably my second favorite next to Wonder Woman. And then you have Suicide Squad, which is again kind of okay, but then you also have like you have a guy that can turn into a literal giant demon. So I don't know. At this point, I feel like they just need to throw that platform of staple it into reality, just throw that away, and just go for it.
Well, that's something that we could talk about too, is because with the release of Justice League now, it's like we have this, and people are saying, meh, it was okay, which I guess it's not the worst rating, I actually, I enjoyed it, but at the same time, again, how would I say this? Now after seeing Justice League, I am not so much excited for the next movie. It's more like, all right, what's next?
Yeah.
Let's see how they can finish this off. However, with that being said, I am excited for the James Wan directed Aquaman movie because, I can see where you say that Aquaman was kind of forgettable.
Well, I'm not saying that like Jason Momoa did a bad job.
No,
I'm not saying that he was bad in the movie or anything like that. It's just
he didn't stand out.
He didn't stand out at all.
Right, and that I can agree with that. But the times that we were watching him on screen, he was great. Yeah. Like he stole the focus. It's like he was having fun with the role. Yeah. And he made Aquaman look like a complete badass. I mean, Jason Momoa is a complete badass, and he made that character a complete badass. Yeah. And with James Wan helming the Aquaman solo movie, I mean, James Wan has had a great track record he's like a master of trades. He can do any type of movie. Yeah. And I think this solo movie is going to be great. Yeah. I mean,
I'm looking forward to it because it seems like everyone's just kind of like semi just ignoring it. Everyone's kind of like semi ignoring it, but if you pay attention to what's going on, like productivity wise, they have their shit together, right? With Aquaman, so hopefully it comes out and it is great and it's got a great storyline to it because from what I understand, Black Manta is going to be.
Yes, I would love to see a live action version of Black Manta. That would be
there was this image floating around that John Boyega had put out of it was Idris Elba in his Jaeger suit for Pacific Rim, and he was holding a helmet, and people were like, Black Manta. Like he looks like he completely looks like he would be Black Manta, and everyone's kind of like chiming in.
Bring it up. But yeah, like Black Manta. That because I remember watching him on like the old school cartoons, like the old school Justice Friends cartoons, and I always thought this guy looks cool, but at the same time, it's like, what is he?
I'm just gonna put him side. I'm just gonna put him side by. There's a picture that's both of them side by side.
All right,
and then.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's just the Jaeger suit that he had in Pacific Rim.
Right. That'll definitely work, and that'll definitely work. They have to make the helmet big like he is, otherwise it won't work. But no, that'll definitely work. I really like that.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, just go fucking comic book it with it. Wait, and what's and I think they're kind of leaning towards that because at the end, the second end credit scene, we get to see Deathstroke.
Which looked amazing.
Deathstroke looks like he's fucking ripped from the... he looks like he's straight ripped from the comic, and I, like, fell in love with it so fast.
He looked great. And then he took off his helmet, and, he has the eye patch and everything, and I'm like, this is Deathstroke. Yeah. This is awesome.
He looks so fucking good, and...
let's talk about those end credit scenes real quick. The first end credit scene. Yeah, you may not have liked The Flash, but don't you think it was kind of cool that they did the whole Flash Superman race thing?
That little nod of it.
That was kind of cool. Yeah. Also, speaking of which, in the movie when Superman comes back to life, again, I would say spoilers, but there's literally nothing you can spoil in this movie. Yeah. We have been like talking a bunch of shit about this movie so far. Let's try to talk more good stuff, and I'll start with like.
Says the fanboy.
I know. But.
Leave Justice League alone.
Well, when it comes, so like the scene where Superman comes to life, and they're all trying to stop him or like fight him, because he's kind of, who am I? The Flash runs and tries to get behind him, but then you see Superman turn and look at him, and then they go into this high speed fight within like the Speed Force, and it's like, holy shit! I mean,
I thought that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, and it definitely showcases just how fast Superman really is. It's like, holy shit.
Also, in this one, they showcase how fast Wonder Woman is.
Yes, yes, they did.
In her opening scene. Wait, so question, does this take place immediately after Wonder Woman? Because, in the end of Wonder Woman, she, like, she gets dressed into her outfit, and then she just, like, leaps off. And then in this opening scene, like, she's, like, in her suit, like, about to stop a crime.
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Because at the end, like, she hears, like, a siren or something goes off, and then she, like, goes to the roof of her apartment or whatever, and then she just, like, flies off. Which, she can fly.
Right, yeah.
Justice League
proves
that she can fly.
Which is good. I guess confirmation.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but...
Because she goes off, and then the opening scene to this is, like, her standing on top of that...
yeah, but... I think, though, in the end of Wonder Woman, when she jumps off, it's, like, getting close to nighttime, and this is, like, happening during the day.
That's true.
Yeah. So, but, her speed was incredible.
Yeah.
Like, when she's catching the bullets, and it's like, oh my god, this is amazing. Yeah. This is great.
There was a split second where, like, I turned into a dumbass, and I was like, she's not fast. I was like, wait, never mind.
No, it was really incredible to see that.
Yeah.
It was cool to also see, like, the Atlantis scene where Aquaman goes down, and it's also been confirmed by James Wan that bubble that they used to talk, that's not going to be a thing.
Yeah.
That's just I think we're just going to forget about it because. Obviously, Atlanteans can talk underwater.
Yeah.
But that underwater battle scene was pretty cool because then it shows Aquaman's strength and his abilities and just how fast he can be underwater.
Yeah.
It shows Mara's powers as well because she was like kicking ass and it's like holy shit.
Yeah.
She was great. The end scene when they're actually fighting the parademons. Again, Aquaman's kicking ass with his trident. Batman's doing his thing. Wonder Woman's doing her thing. That little scene where the Flash pushes the truck of those people out of there, and he's like, "All right, cool." Then he looks to the side, and Superman's just carrying the building, and it's like, "What the fuck?" That was pretty funny.
I actually like that scene because that's one of the scenes that reminded me of like Justice League.
The cartoon, exactly. Yeah.
I feel like that would be in like the cartoon because it's just. They have moments like that where they're just like, okay, he's better than me.
Like, show off. Yeah. No, and it's great. I did like the lighter tone of the entire movie.
Yeah.
Like when Cyborg and Superman pull out the mother boxes and then it explodes.
Yeah.
And Superman's all like, oh, like right before they do it, he's all like, yeah, because I don't want to die again.
Yeah.
And he pulls it off and he's like, on second thought, maybe I do want to die.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that doesn't sound like something Superman would say, but okay, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
This is kind of cool. And then when Cyborg's like, booyah. It's like, thank you. They had to do it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely feel that this movie has its share of great things. It has its good things, but it also has its fair share of bad things.
I would say, unfortunately, there's a bit more bad that weighs out the good.
Right.
But it's still like I still had an okay time with it.
Right.
I wasn't like completely sighing at it like I was with BVS where I was bored out of my mind.
I remember that.
But I mean, in comparison to Thor, the first half of Thor Ragnarok, I hate it.
Ooh.
I absolutely hate it. I turned to my brother. I was like, I don't like this at all.
What was the first half? He was.
It was just like a bunch of jokes after jokes, and it's just.
That was saying. Okay, so this could be like the mini review of Thor Ragnarok. Just cut. And...
So I recently learned that a lot of it was improvised, which it didn't make my opinion sway any other way. I'm just like, okay, now I understand why the movie is the way it is. The first half, I fucking hate.
Right. I watched that movie. I enjoyed the movie. Mm-hmm. It's definitely the best Thor movie out of the three.
Yeah.
However, it made me worried about what Marvel is turning their movies into.
Well, I don't even think that this is Marvel. I think this was just
Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Right. But you think the last couple Marvel movies we've had, I mean, look at Guardians 2.
Yeah.
It's just nothing. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
But holy shit, there are so many jokes.
Yeah.
And the jokes are great. I mean, they made me laugh a lot. The jokes in Thor were great. You know, they were really funny. But it just seemed like it was. I mean, taking like going back to like Iron Man 1 or like the first couple Phase 1 Marvel movies, it's like action, joke, action, joke, and it's like okay, cool. But now it's like joke, action, joke.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a complete reversal of how it used to be.
So I can see where you're coming from, but with Guardians, it's James Gunn has a certain formula that he has with his films, and I felt like Guardians 2 isn't as strong as the first one, but it's like more of the same from the first one. Thor Ragnarok director, what?
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, I can't say his name.
Apparently he was the and I didn't realize this, but he was the best friend from Green Lantern.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
okay.
Taika Waititi.
Oh, dang. Okay.
I know. I think he actually did Green Lantern.
I think he did. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, but that's Taika Waititi. Yeah.
So he's a comedic director.
Yes,
so
and it's definitely very evident.
But then you look at Watts and Homecoming, and then you look at Coogler and Black Panther. Like these are fairly.
Oh
separate
no! Green Lantern was done by Martin Campbell, directed. Oh. So, go ahead.
Yeah, that name shouldn't ring a bell. He's done in Hollywood, baby. No, but yeah. So, I feel like I don't know. Maybe Marvel's trying to do something with like their older characters. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that they might be trying to like develop them a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like when Thor was swinging around on that chain in the beginning, and he's like, "Wait, hold on, gotta turn around." It's like,
yeah, there was
that's a very like Tony Stark thing to say. It's like, okay, are they trying to make? I mean, yeah.
And the explanation for like why he's acting like that, like, oh well, he's been on Earth for a while.
That's what I figured too. But it's like, it still doesn't sound like Thor.
I'm like half of the movie I did not like. I didn't like. Granted, the second one puts me to sleep every time. I've attempted 3 times to watch it through, and I fall asleep because I'm so goddamn bored. The first one was more entertaining, but it's my least favorite.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, Thor is my least favorite character.
Right.
From the MCU. And this didn't make him any better. Like Loki was even a bit more interesting.
It was. You know what? You definitely got to see more of their brother dynamic in this movie.
Which I actually enjoyed.
Yeah, that was really cool to see.
Yeah, I really liked it a lot.
I don't want to play Get Help.
See,
that was funny.
So, no, yeah, I mean, there was jokes in it like that, and then Loki knows I like snakes, so one time he turned himself into a snake and stabbed me.
That was pretty funny.
It's my favorite joke, and it was so subtle, and me and my brother were just laughing about it. And it was, it's hilarious. And if there was more like subtleties like that, instead of them just like you know, it was like they had like SNL hour for a while, you know. It's so.
But yeah, like I mean, Thor Ragnarok was good.
It's okay. It is like it's the weaker of the set of trilogies. So you know, from like Iron Man, his weaker film is Iron Man 3, but the redeemable fact of that is like the anxiety and all that he actually comes with.
Right.
It all has to do with, and like,
plus the precursor to the Hulkbuster.
Yeah, and so like his anxiety scenes is all kind of like a substitute to him dealing with like his alcohol abuse and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean, there's some depth to that. And then you have all of Captain America films, which are just fantastic. And then Thor, which is it's just the weaker of the film. But back to Justice League.
Yes. Yeah. So going back to those. Excuse me. What do you call it? Going back to the end credit scenes. That last end credit scene, and I think after this we can get ready to wrap it up. The whole thing with Lex Luthor and Deathstroke. I feel that they're gonna try to take Lex Luthor in a different direction because obviously he was kind of a joke in BVS, which is kind of what I'm hoping for.
I think the only way you can redeem Lex Luthor at this point is just start giving him a slow character change.
Mm-hmm.
Just start start giving him that that sense of manic and that sense of of dread for like heroes to start like kind of coming to fruition of just him being like, instead of like making all these jokes like, oh, it's like I'm gonna like less Riddler, more
more Lex,
yeah.
And I guess the good thing is he's only had one movie that they can totally retcon his character within another movie. And then him saying at the end, "Don't you think we should start something of our own?"
So is that the it's not Justice League, it's
the Legion of Doom?
Legion of Doom, or is it
It could either be the Legion of Doom or it could be the Injustice League.
Yeah.
Which I feel like they would go for more of the Legion of Doom because
that's what I think that they would do. They would just kind of
they would do because I don't think the Injustice League is more of a it's not as known as the Legion of Doom. And plus he even says, "Don't you think we should start a legion of our own?" It's like, oh, of course. And plus with the introduction of Black Manta for the Iron Man or Aquaman movie, it's gonna be like, oh, he's gonna have that, and then to see characters like Lex Luthor, Black Manta, hell, maybe even Solomon Grundy.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be cool. And then to bring in characters who aren't normally associated with the Legion of Doom, like, say, Deathstroke, that would be like a modern mix of everything, which I think would be pretty damn cool.
So what are the chances that they would just they'll just get lazy and just be like, all right, Suicide Squad, just bring them in to fill up the roster?
That's very likely.
Yeah.
That is very likely.
They're like, Will Smith wants more screen time.
No, it's likely. It's highly likely. However, if they play their cards right, this could be the thing that saves the DC movies franchise. Even if they try to reboot it with Flashpoint.
Because I feel like you can you can do Flashpoint and reboot what doesn't work. So maybe, like, Affleck wants his out, so you'll give him that. Then I don't know. I would say you leave Wonder Woman alone.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, she's already slated to appear in her second movie with Patty Jenkins, so that's good.
So like you would leave Wonder Woman alone, depending on whether Aquaman comes out before Flash, and if it does well, leave Aquaman alone.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna do well.
Yeah, and then Suicide Squad 2, they're gonna introduce Black Adam.
Right.
So, depending on how that does. So, the guy who's going to be playing Shazam,
Zachary
Levi, he was recently in this. I forgot what it was, but it was a video game awards that was a couple of days ago. The dude is putting on weight.
Is he really?
And, I mean, like he's getting big and like. And I mean that like in a healthy sense, like he's getting a lot of muscle on himself, and I'm like, he's not as skinny as he was when he was on Chuck.
Oh God!
So I mean, he's definitely beefing up for this.
Okay, well that's good.
So
that's good because again, I think I mentioned it before in the last episode, or at least one of the other ones, that with Shazam you need someone with like broad shoulders and stuff. So the more bulk, the more ripped he is, the better he's gonna look.
Yeah.
But yeah, with I guess with all that said, I feel like a Legion of Doom type of thing could save the DC movies if they don't screw it up. They have something that can be potentially better because Marvel's been setting up one villain.
Right.
DC could be setting up an entire... Because regardless if you're a Marvel or DC fanboy, anyone can agree. DC has much better villains than Marvel.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So...
Yeah.
And I feel like if DC can focus their villains
and
more...
Also, like, DC can benefit so much by giving their villains, like, adequate screen time and adequate, like, a character build. Because Marvel will get a great villain and then just kill him off at the
exactly.
end.
Yeah, exactly. Like with Guardians of the Galaxy, Ronan the Accuser. He could have been a great villain for like a Guardians series.
Yeah, because if I'm being completely honest, I love the Marvel films, but I'm starting to feel the fatigue. I thought
definitely.
I thought I wouldn't, and I'd be like, yeah, more Marvel movies forever. But at this point, I'm just like, The Runaways has started on Hulu. I want to watch it. I just fucking can't. Like, I just fucking can't.
Right.
Like, I watched Punisher. I binged Punisher just one Saturday afternoon, and like it didn't felt as like vigilante or superhero-y as everything else. It just felt like a good drama.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so that was a good departure, even though it's still technically a superhero series. It felt like a departure from the norm. But I want to start watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've never really watched it. I watched the first episode and I was like, all right, I'll continue it. Never really did. And I hear like it picks up pretty well. I really just want to see the Ghost Rider arc. But again, I'm just I don't have the morale to like turn on a superhero show right now.
Which makes sense, and I feel like that's the kind of obstacles that Marvel's going to be running into with all of their movies, because again, they've done so much and they have so many properties and they have so much stuff going on that everyone's going to be feeling the fatigue.
Yeah.
And I guess,
I mean, I'm still going to pay my $16 ticket to go watch it, but at the same time, I'm just like, there's just too much right now.
Right. Like, okay, like for example, I was really upset that I couldn't see Guardians of the Galaxy in theaters when it first came out, and I had to watch it at home.
Illegally.
No, I watched it at home. I was part of like a digital download or something. I don't know. But I watched it at home for the first time. I was like, oh, this is cool. But I was really upset that I couldn't go see it. Now it's like, okay, I mean, because I can totally watch. I mean, I would love to watch Black Panther on the big screen, but I don't mind watching it on the $2 screen.
See, so like Black Panther, I'm genuinely excited for.
I'm excited for that too.
The trailer actually got me excited for it, and it's not that far away either. I think what is it, March or February? February. So yeah, it's like it's 2 months away. So everything's still fresh, and they're not really coming out with any more promotional stuff with it. Just a few posters here. Right. But I'm genuinely excited for it. Excuse me. I'm genuinely excited for it because it's taking us to a whole new place in the Marvel world.
But you see what I mean, like.
But with Thor Ragnarok, when me and my brother went to go see it, I was like meh about it. I was like, all right, I'm not excited for this, but I'm gonna watch it because I want to know like what continuing on the larger story of it all.
Technically, now we're also kind of obligated to, because the podcast.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, but no, I mean, I know what you mean. Like, it's because they have so much that you're just like, okay, I'll get to it when I get to it.
And see, that's the fear that I have with Star Wars, because they
got a lot going on too.
They have Clone Wars, which I was able to finish, and even that, I was like, man, each season was like 24 episodes long or something, like something crazy, and I was getting fatigued at the end, and it wasn't until like they reintroduced Darth Maul that it picked up a bit more, and it got a bit more, and then Rebels came out. I'm still behind on it. The only reason why I know of like the Darth Maul death scene is because I saw the clip online.
Right. Yeah, I think I saw.
And I actually saw that full episode because I didn't want to watch anything out of context, but I still need to catch up with it. And Rian Johnson's gonna have a whole new trilogy coming out.
Oh, that's right.
And then there's even talks about a TV series. So, like, how long will it be until I'm just like, another Star Wars movie? Like, I'm gonna go watch it, but I'll take my time.
When does The Last Jedi come out?
Friday. No, Thursday. Well, technically Thursday.
Okay.
They're doing like midnight stuff. Yeah.
So then you know that's going to give us a good topic for Monday.
Yeah.
So I was going to say of another topic, but no, this next Monday we'll talk about Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then we'll be good for the year, I think, right?
Yeah. We'll wrap it up.
Wrap up the year. Yeah, and then maybe when we come back next year, we'll do like a recap of like all the movies of like 2017. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I guess that's it.
That's it.
All right, cool. Yeah, good episode, I think. Going back.
Seems long. I got a little bored halfway through.
Well, I'm here. It's all good. yeah, we're on YouTube now. And then I'm still gonna try to work on getting us other places, but at least YouTube is a more subscribable or reachable area. So,
and if anybody happens to stumble upon this and find it, and you made it this far,
yes,
go ahead and please subscribe.
Yes, subscribe, share, all that good stuff.
But most importantly, leave us comments, leave us questions.
Yes,
tell us whether or not we're wrong with our comic book knowledge. Call us, left-wing liberals if you want.
Exactly. Yeah.
But and seriously, just leave us questions. We'll look through them. We'll answer them next episode if we
definitely.
Get any. So
I mean, well, we'll get some eventually, but hopefully. But yeah, I'm Kyle. You can follow me at Twitter on Twitter at DCFanboy91.
And I'm Alex. You can follow me on Twitter and everything else with Alex Yor. Not an O. It's a 0.
It's a 0, yes. It's a 0. Which I put on the channel description, so we're good.
Good.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.